And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another video game review, and today I am reviewing Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, released in 1995 on the Super Nintendo. And yes, this I did play actually on the Super Nintendo. I didn't play it on any other handhelds or anything as a different version. I got to play the very authentic version of this, and I was very happy that I got this game to work, so that I could give it a shot because I was very excited to play it. I had played Yoshi's New Island on the 3DS, but I was told that those are two very different games, two very different experiences, and so I decided to review that one and this one separately. Which I'm glad I did because they are very different experiences, with lots of different elements of the gameplay. So just know that going in, that's what that was. But anyway, I got a lot of thoughts in this game, so let's jump right into it, shall we? This game being the first, what I call a true Yoshi game. It is a Mario game, technically, but it really is more just Yoshi. A lot of people just call it Yoshi's Island for that reason. I mean, it just stars the Yoshis. You got Baby Mario, you got Baby Luigi, but you don't have, you got some other stuff that would come along later. But mostly, it is just a Yoshi game. And it really made me realize how consistent they have been with keeping stuff like consistent elements and designs and stuff in Yoshi games. I've played quite a few Yoshi games now. Like I said, Yoshi's New Island and Yoshi's Island, Woolly World, I've played that too. And all three of those games, I think I've played a few more. I just can't think of any of them off the top of my head. But a lot of them just have been a lot more consistent with elements. Like the way you exit the levels always stays the same. And just a lot of... And the egg throwing is another thing that they've kept around. And just a lot... And then, of course, like fighting the baby... Bowser Jr. What's his name? I was going with Bowser. It's something else. But it's cool that they've kept that around for so long because it really does work. It's a formula that's not broken, so they don't need to fix it. And I think that's just great that they realize that. And the fact that Yoshi games don't get released that often is nice to keep. And doesn't make it, doesn't spoil it, doesn't make it outdated or anything like that. Which is good. Might be called that cheap, but again, they release Yoshi games like once every 10 years. So get what we get, okay, people? I really don't like the sound that the door, when it makes when the doors open. It sounds like my stomach when it's not doing so well. It keeps making me think back to the Pepto-Bismol incident. Do you want to know what that is all about? I got a video on that you can check out. Also, do we fart psychedelics? There's just like this enemy, I think it's an enemy in the game, that we could just like run into it or eat it. And then, like, Yoshi does, like, a fart noise, and then we are, like, tripping. This must be one of the most hardcore psychedelics ever made. It's, like, LSD times 50. Like, the world is moving, and we're, like, and Yoshi's got, like, I think Yoshi had sunglasses on or something, and he's, like, running around, and, like, we're farting the whole time. He's the most gassy, drugs out there. Like, holy moly. And then also, we got the Among Us Island. I'm actually going to pull it up. I took a picture of it on my phone. I didn't get the best one that I was going to hope for. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it? There it is. What the fuck? It's the Among Us Island. Ding, 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 ding. Like, what the fuck, guys? Come on. I get... it is funny, though, because like 30 years later, we get... that, or like 29 or so years afterwards. I think that's funny. Let me see what else I got on my notes right here. Speaking of the egg throwing, which I mentioned a little bit earlier on in the game, it's really fun in this game, more specifically. It's just it's not like super tedious, and just a lot of fun to aim and throw the eggs around. It is a little tedious to consistently have to grab the eggs and stuff like that, and that's something I could say for all the games, not just this one, obviously. But because of the terrain's a lot more like hilly and vertical, so it's like harder to grab than it is in some of the other games. That was what I was trying to say. But when you get the eggs, it's really cool, and they incorporate them well into the boss fights and whatnot, which is really, really good. I definitely like that. So, and you can just throw them wherever you want, and there's like cool angles and cool like trick shots you can hit, and you can activate cool stuff to see, and I really, really like that. So, and then talking about the boss fights, they're simple. I mean, they're just larger versions of already existing enemies in the game, which is another element that they have transferred over to other Yoshi games, which is really, really cool. But they're a lot of fun. Again, this is where the egg throwing comes in. You can just to pull off cool trick shots and cool angles and whatnot. They're not very large, elaborate fights or maps, and they're not super long, but they're just the fun that you would want from a game starring frickin' Yoshi. And it's a lot of fun. And then the final boss fight is one of the greatest boss fights I have ever seen, ever played. It's probably it's super iconic, and it's one of the best that I have ever played. Really, really good boss fight, in my opinion. A really, really good one. In a game that's full of fun ones, this one is just plain out awesome. I love it. And it's really, really good. With nothing super hard, but just awesome. Awesome to play. So, really, really good. Now, how did this game really work up as a sequel? It doesn't. It doesn't really work great as a sequel. It's more of a prequel, to be honest. You got the baby Marios and the baby stuff. You got to carry baby Mario around, and when baby Mario gets put in the bubble and you got to catch him, that's really annoying because he'll fly just too high for Yoshi to get, and then the crying noise is just like the most annoying thing on the planet, which is, the most annoying sound I think I've ever heard in my life. That's probably not true, but I can't think of any more annoying right now. So that's annoying, but it's supposed to be annoying because it's not supposed to do that. So there you go. But overall, I thought this was a fun game, really fun game in my opinion, and I would definitely recommend giving it a shot. It's much better than the remake. I don't know how they butchered it that bad, but they did. So there you go, I guess. But that's going to do it, though, for this review. My final score for Yoshi's Island is a... Let's see. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's better than Mario World. And that might be a controversial take, but I think it's better than Mario World. Yeah, I do. I think it's a lot more fun. It's about the same with like expansiveness and all that sort of stuff. But the level designs are a lot cool too. But nothing like super crazy are out there that I can say it's like definitively better or definitively worse than Mario World. Along that line, it's just a lot more fun for me, in my opinion. So. But that's going to do it for this review. If you've ever played Yoshi's Island, I'd love to know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And that's going to do it for this video as well. So stay tuned for much more amazing content, including more game reviews and other awesome stuff. And until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.